All right, Internet. We are available.
I don't really give a fuck.
Come bask in our glory. How's that look? Think it'll work?
I can't tell if it's going to green screen out yet because of I'm not running it in split mode. It gets bogged down with everything I have going on.
Right. The dog knows the show's going.
Yep, already.
I saw him walk up. I'm like, oh, he's getting ready.
He was just out, so I don't even.
I wonder if he figured out camera angle, and now this is how he's actually gonna be on cam, being annoying now. He's got for real motives. Minute flat. What'd you do? Did you learn something?
Maybe.
All right. Yeah, he cut his eyes at you when he got up and walked away. He was like, don't think I'm gone. He might have, I'll be back to you. Problem?
I thought maybe I figured it out, but I didn't.
All right. 3 seconds. Hey. Guess what day it is? I can't remember.
What?
COVID quarantine day 7,824.
Yeah.
Happy 420, everybody. We are the Angry Dandelion. I am Thumping Loud. That is sewn together.
Yep, that's me.
Yep, here we are. Happy holidays. Anybody out there listening?
Yeah. Happy holidays.
That's fire.
Oh, shit.
So what's up, buddy? What you got going on over there? Because the oh shit in the very beginning of the show is, I mean, classic you, but
I just thought I'd figured out how to cross post through the new shit, but I was wrong. So wrong, as always.
oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It happens.
That's all.
It happens. Can't be on all the time, I guess.
Facebooks.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
How big does this fucking thing gotta be so I can see where it's at? Fucking goddamn. Fuck this pop out chat window bullshit, motherfucker. Anyway, so yeah, hey, how's it going? How's things?
I mean, things are groovy. How are things in your neck of the woods?
Be all right. Got this. I picked up a build your own 6-pack of just whatever the fuck IPA that they had at this shitty little town Kroger's.
All right. So, what'd you come away with?
Well, this one's Founders Centennial IPA.
Okay, so it's a Founders.
Yep.
too.
It's
This thing's
It's an-
annoying if I
it's
don't
an
have to
IPA.
wear it.
what your mask? Yeah, it's weird. Some of it green screens out, but some of it doesn't. Like you see a
So
green outline around the.
some of it chroma keys, and
Mhm.
then it has its own chroma key flame
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I didn't get on the camera and mess around with it at all, but I was kind of interested in seeing how that was going to go. My going out in public mask, seeing is eventually everywhere is kind of going to probably have that mandatory at least for a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
It's going to be, you want to go out in public, this is the rules for going out in public, and that's kind of where it's at. Like there's the bend that they're going to have versus the bend that people are going to have to accept to go out into public because they want to so badly, is going to have to be very, very controlled. So that's my compliance mask. That's my it's enough to do what it needs to do. It provides the essential covering.
I got a beard.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
No.
No, I tried.
Yeah. Doesn't count. Not enough
Nope.
filtration.
Nope.
Put a coffee
Too-
filter in it.
Yeah. Yeah, do that. God.
Shout out to Web Boy.
Yeah, Webb lost his shit on that one. Well, I saw people were recommended that shit like weeks ago, but we also talked about it weeks ago about how bad of an idea a coffee filter was because its main purpose in life is to wick moisture through it.
Yeah.
Like, so it's automatically a fail as far as like any type of mask to prevent inhalation or exhalation of particles to be shared between people that may be a moisture base. So coffee filter would be a horrible fucking idea.
Everyone should just put condoms over their head. Then those
Yeah,
prevent moisture from getting through.
that with a tampon over their mouth.
Yeah. There we go. Problem solved. Head.
Maxi pad over their
Condoms.
mouth. Yeah, maxi pad over their mouth with a condom holding it in place.
There you go. Saved y'all a bunch of money.
The people who survived that.
Hopefully no one. I mean, hopefully all of them. I mean,
Yeah, one way or the other, something like that works. So, I see you got something there in front of you, buddy.
yeah. You talking about?
Look, you got a new toy.
Yeah.
New toy. It lights up. It flickers.
So those lights are what I was telling you about. That's the rev. So
Okay.
you'll go like
Blue, yellow, orange,
to
red.
to blue when it's time to shift.
Oh, so blue is your shift indicator. Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
And yeah. And then it has an LED readout on the front here that tells you what gear you're in. Also.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, when you did something to it just a minute ago, the rev kind of
Yeah,
counter
that's on the
across the
base
back
here.
side of
You
it.
can see it on the
Oh,
you can see
okay.
it on the reflection there. It's actually on the base.
Gotcha.
All right, stop that test. Yeah. So you have that two places. One with the wheel, one's already on
And-
here.
One on the base.
Yeah. So if you
Okay,
change
okay.
out the wheel, you're gonna, because you will. I haven't seen another one that has the LED on
Function
here.
built in up there. Gotcha.
So nice training wheel, I suppose you might say.
Yeah. Pulls your eyes down a little bit more into the shot of what you're doing, getting you trained at that over the wheel approach to it, which the other one will be just inside of your view there, I'm sure, and you won't need that one directly out in front of you. So
Yeah, and eventually I'll get a different wheel.
So in the time that you've had it, I know it ain't been much. What have you learned about driving with a steering wheel?
Oh, that's the only way to really enjoy it, I feel like.
You
First
feel
and
like you've been
foremost.
shorting yourself this whole lifespan of video games now?
As far as racing games, yeah. I mean, a good wheel, anyways. Don't, you know. I think I've used one of those little plastic lap things once that, was
Okay. I think I
way
remember
back,
having one of those myself at one
yeah,
point.
way back in the day. But this is the first real, like, wheel that I've used. And of course, as with anything, I don't cheap into it, even though I
No,
feel like I did.
you dove into a really good system. You dove into a really good system. You did kind of sell yourself short with like stuff that you now see are kind of maybe more essential items, like that you want to have with adding the shifter and the pedals automatically to it. You've already been like, yeah, I would like to have definitely better pedals, and yeah, the shifter. Why not? While
I
I'm at
think
it,
I'm actually going to stick with these pedals. $139, you can get the load cell brake add-on to these pedals, and they give you a new foam pad for what is currently your brake pedal, and that
right.
becomes your clutch. And then then you have a load cell brake pedal, so you'll get like force feedback in your brakes for $139.
Hmm.
So I'll probably stick with these pedals, add gear shift, add the load cell brake, and that'll be it for a minute.
Huh. I have to check out that load cell brake thing.
Yeah, it's if you buy the like the Elite LC pedals, it already comes set up with that. So you're just buying the load cell brake separately this way. But
Okay, so that's just an expandable pedal set that you have there anyway.
mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, everything's adjustable, move left, right, whatever. And I mean, people probably hate how I have my pedals set up because literally I can push both my brake and my throttle with just by putting it in the middle of my foot. They are awfully close, brake and throttle. And I know a lot of what I've been seeing is people telling you to 2-foot it.
Yeah, if you're gonna be running anything paddle shifting and gas brake, like, yeah, that's your best bet. 2-foot it, settle into it like a go-kart. That's what I do with all of my P1 and all of my Formula One and all of my IndyCar and Formula E and everything. And I've already got the triple pedal set up with the Thrustmaster Pro pedal set.
Yeah, the P3, what is it, like P3As?
TP3As or something. Yeah, A Pros.
Yeah. And I was looking at those, man, because I wanted them to be. I like the fact that you can flip them to where they're the inverted.
Yeah, and that's the ones that I'm actually getting ready to take that step. I just haven't done that because I'm also looking at the fact of moving the rig from the 65-inch television back into the lowly 32. But that's all right. The 32 gets it done. It actually it tightens everything up better. So
yeah, I mean, I haven't put iRacing in the VR yet, but
well, you did, but
yeah, it was first time loading up iRacing, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah, I was there for that part of it. That was actually like, I wish that would have been being broadcast out. That was hilarious because you're sitting there and you're looking around and you're like, huh. I don't know if this is how I should go about doing this.
Yeah, first time doing something and having no clue what I'm doing. Probably best not to do it in a VR headset. Start it in reality. Do it in real reality first instead of virtual reality. Real reality. That's a little bit redundant.
do it in this version of reality instead of that reality.
But I will say, dude, Project Cars 2, when you put the VR headset on, it having the peripheral and everything is really nice. So I think I definitely think iRacing in VR is gonna be fun. I mean, I'm enjoying the way the cars feel more so than I did in Forza.
Oh, I could definitely probably agree to that
Here's
sentiment if they got it right this time, because Project Cars was a very unique game the first time, but they didn't tune anything, any balancing of it. So a puddle on the track was literally black ice. It didn't matter what you were driving. Like your tire would hit it and you would immediately lose everything there and still have all traction over in the other tires, so it would spin the car immediately.
yeah,
And like
see,
their physics were so horrible in Project. That's why I was telling you, I was like, if they got it right with two, because I didn't want to taint anything because I don't have any experience with it. That I was like, one, they had problems, but two, I wanted to see if they had actually fixed
and
any of that.
I heard that before. See, I picked up Project Cars 2 back when I got the Rift S, and it's cool to play in VR, but fuck, dude, playing in VR with a controller, it it didn't feel right. So it was nice to go back with the wheel this time, and it felt much better. Um, but I only have like 6 hours in Project Cars 2. I've got a lot more time into Forza. What I will say about Forza versus like the Project Cars or the iRacing is Forza is definitely more approachable, and I think why I'm enjoying the feel of the cars in iRacing and Project Cars more is there's less cars, and that allows the devs to fine tune the performance of the cars and their like I guess
All the
all of
subtle
them.
nuances,
Yeah, how
and
they feel on the road.
pretty much every car that you get in there doesn't need to be tuned. That's their classification, and that's how they're driven.
Yep,
Where Forza does focus more on
customization
amendums,
tuning.
amendums that are made to the car that nullify its base value and give it these offsets of values that they try to mimic. Where you racing games such as iRacing are taking this is the car, this is how it rides, this is how it's loaded. We'll give you the option of tires because we know it does like this. This is what a souped up version of that does. Here's what a NASCAR car feels like when you're in it. Like they've got the set, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's these cars. They know what they're dealing with. They know it top to bottom. It's that car. It goes to these tracks. It's not being run in all these weird fucking places, So they're more fine tuned because of that selection and capability that they have on that level.
Yeah.
And it's because there's so much customization allowed in Forza on every level.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can swap anything out into anything pretty much.
Yeah, well, especially if you go the Horizon route, everybody's got to be 12.
But that it's still fun, but I definitely feel like I'm already doing better in iRacing than I was in Forza, even with the brake lines in Forza.
Oh yeah, well, most definitely. I was noticing that too. I was noticing like your pathing and speed control the way you approach the track. Like getting to watch as much as I got to watch earlier of it, it was definitely you could tell that like you approach it, this is the track and I am here, and the lines add to the arcadiness of why they call, like you had said earlier, Forza is a simcade.
Yeah.
And so because of that, you're right. There is the true video game level of what Forza also brings in Forza Motorsport 7. Is it's still got that arcade sense. There's also way too much customization and way too many cars for them to have that much in-depth detail about how all of those cars would act in all of those variant situations.
So maybe Forza should, I mean, they already have a huge install base. So maybe what they should do is start their own leagues that are based on certain cars with their Forza regulations, but put sim damage on. Pick the cars, put the sim damage on, and tune the cars and have those as your like league cars.
Yeah, league cars got to be within this parameter, and
because even in the regulations races that we were running, people still fucking wreck you without consequence, other than they get a little time penalty.
Like they know certain things though. Like you'll see certain people do stuff to you that doesn't add a penalty to them, but sticks you with one, and they ran off by running you off.
Yeah. People still use you for brakes on corners.
Yeah,
all the fucking time.
Well,
because I try to drive
a real
legit.
different beast. It's a real different beast. Like it was a unique way to reimagine multiplayer.
Yeah.
For Forza, like it's definitely got a very more sensible set of drivers for the most part in a lot of situations. For the most part. But then it's also got those conniving little assholes that are like, oh, we found a way to exploit shit over here too.
Yep.
It's like, you fuckers. Man, I was hoping you fuckers wouldn't make it over here, but here you are.
One thing I kind of don't like too, and it's been kind of bothering me, and it always has about Forza, is why you can't see other people's tunes. See exactly what they are.
Oh, when somebody locks a tune and you download it?
Yeah. Why?
Because it's locked. The thing is why there has to be peer-to-peer contact for unlocking them. If somebody wants to put something on the marketplace unlocked, for everybody to look at, why isn't that a thing?
I just don't think any of them should be locked. You should be trying to build a racing community. Who cares if you know what the best driver in the leagues or in the game is running? If they're the best driver, they're still going to be the best driver, even if you have their tune.
Right.
But
you'll see on the leaderboards, you'll see certain tunes will make it. Like there are tuners that their tunes are very popular, and then there's a couple self-tuned cars out there that are up high in the leaderboard, but then there's those other ones where you just don't know what, like they tune by ... Like some people really hold their shit private, and it's like they don't even have to be on the top of the leaderboard. If they're in the top like 100, you'll see guys ...
I'll have to see that NSX that I picked up. I found a YouTube video where a guy shows you exactly how to tune it to make it super grippy.
Yeah.
And
now there is a way in Forza. There's not only that car, but there are several different cars that you can make where they're like Formula One cars, but they don't look nothing like they should do that.
Yeah.
Like popular one is you'll see guys running around with like the Fiat, the old like 60s Fiat. That's a real popular car for guys to do that with. They can make it like demon fucking fast, and it just kind of goes little clown car riding around the track, just fucking darting around.
One I read about being super fast is like the Stradale like 33S.
That is a classic speed car in Forza racing, period. The 30 Stradale, well, I think, but I don't think they're set up the way they used to be. But it would rule wheelie competitions because you could get it to jump at the start of the fucking thing and just ride a wheelie all the way past the finish line, no problem. It was just a beast. And then there was the other one that was meant for drag racing, and you had to start with the wheel turned. Like because it was going to torque
sled.
it was going to torque so much the other way that in order to actually land the car properly to go straight, you had to be over here. And so everybody was learning how much tilt you had to have in your wheel so you could start it straight and gun it down the track. But yeah, like that car's notorious, man. It's been around for a long time as a car to do that kind of shit with, because it just sometimes it just does wild shit. You throw a tune on it and it's like, why the fuck is it doing that? You know, why does it pop up and just stay on its ass end with no front tires? Like, why does it do that? Like, how did you get that much fucking torque in it? Then it just goes, we're on. But yeah. And back to where you're at with like, so project cars, seemingly based on your driving experience earlier, feels like it has a better understanding of how cars on the track are supposed to feel. But would you say it's as good as what you were getting out of iRacing?
I've spent more time in iRacing, I feel like, already, and I haven't even ran a race. And I've only spent time with one car in iRacing, but I like it better, man. I like the fact that I'm honestly just kind of in one car, focused on one track, trying to get myself better so I can actually run maybe like 10 laps without wrecking.
Without wrecking by himself. That's the goal I set. I was like 10 laps. I was like, if you can do 10 laps, maybe we'll consider a race. But right now we got to figure that part out, because I'm even going to be the same way. I don't know how much time I want to spend in practice worlds. Yeah. Just fucking trying to figure that shit out, because I just looked at what you were doing earlier. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, because you put it into the wall, you're done. That's the end. I mean, you can run where you turn off damage.
Yeah. Who wants to do that?
But if I'm going to run an actual racing sim, I'm running with fucking damage.
Yeah, and that's the drawback to Forza's multiplayer. Like, only the league does sim damage. Everywhere else is like cosmetic or none at all.
It's it's bumper cars.
Yeah. So, since there's no dedicated lobbies with damage on, that's why you don't see a cleaner racing.
Yeah, this is going to be, it's cleaner. It's not happening. Like I did get booted from a lobby earlier because I missed the pit entrance and I turned around. And they're like, disqualified. It's like, okay, can't do that again. I was like, well, we're just in practice.
God, fucking.
Yeah, whatever you do in practice, even don't drive backwards on the track.
Fucking Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, but it was fun.
He said, "Yeah, so I just went back."
Yeah,
no,
wasn't going to drive all the way back around. I mean,
yes, unfortunately you were. That's the consequence of missing pit road.
I don't know. It was practice. It was closer the other way.
Yeah, but you aren't the only one out there. That's the part I think that you're having the craziest time with, is that, like, because you were running a lot of laps on that track earlier, and I forgot for a little bit that there were other people that were actually on the track with you.
Yep.
So those practice sessions where people are fucking bouncing in and out of the pits, and
having people wreck right in front of you. I love coming at this point. One of my favorite things is watching people tear off out of the fucking pits into that fucking first turn on the Roval, man, and just it's like so many times I see people fucking wreck there. I do
It's like
not.
you'll be back there
That's
in
not
a
my
minute.
point of where I lose it. To be completely honest
No.
with you,
No, it's not.
right now, actually, it's those like V-shaped curves right now is where I'm hitting the most. That where you come up over the hill now. I've
Yeah.
about got that. I pretty much got that down.
Yeah, that one was giving you a little bit of trouble there at first. But yeah, you
It's
started
still,
to settle into that pretty good by the time I had left
yeah.
earlier.
And now it's just I'm trying to figure out. I'm using the visual cues on the track. You have the numbers that count down 5, 4, 3, 2,
That
1.
that was something I was watching when you're coming around on the back side of the track and you got to go and you slow down to go into the V.
Yeah, you got
I'm like,
numbers.
yeah, I saw the numbers and I'm like, I was looking at the screen as you were playing, but I was going, all right, so if I'm sitting here, is how far out of the corner of the screen is that for me to count those down right, like, and still be able to see where my gearing and make sure that I'm pacing. I was like, where is that at? And it looked like it's in a pretty good spot, sitting like just off to the side there, and disappears good out of your
Yeah,
peripheral.
yeah. It's what I've found is usually if I'm really pushing it, I can really hammer on the brakes right around 2 and get myself slowed down enough to cut the angle on the corner. It's the exit and throttle control on the exit that I have where I tend to lose the ass end of the car.
So you've continued to roll it around down there?
I'm getting better with it, and sometimes I come in a little too hot still. So it's just about getting that timing down and consistency, but definitely getting better with throttle control.
How about the outshoot there right before the start finish?
That's where another place where I've been working on is getting better. And like I said, I biffed it coming out of there on a lap where I was cutting a whole second off my time, and it would have probably put me in the top 4 in the practice round.
Oh,
I mean, my best lap time now, while I can't run multiple laps consistently at this point, when I am on, my best lap times are 7, 6. Was it 4 at one point? The last one right before we started here, I was in the top 4 there. So it's continual improvement. It's just learning.
are you getting any video interruptions over there?
And we have 720 drop frames. I just saw on the live preview that we
I
had
got
a video
interrupted
interruption.
twice. Yeah, I got interrupted twice, but they were just momentary blips. I was wondering if they were showing.
Yeah, from both. Yeah, it was definitely a network hiccup there because both Facebook and YouTube have exactly 720 drop frames.
Nice. Consistency is key. I mean, we were just talking about you on the track with it. At least the network's doing the same thing. Like,
yeah, bit rates. I mean, great. Getting setting around 4,500 for both, no problems.
All right,
right
good
now,
shit. So, all right. So, just on the small bit of experience, which is pretty much just a little this afternoon, really, of iRacing.
Yeah, I'm going back to it after the show.
Like, definitely liking it.
Yeah, I just want I want to get to a point to where I can actually run a race, and we were doing the Forza thing, and it was weird. The reason I actually dove into Project Cars 2 today is because I was talking to my mother, and my son was talking to her and saying that it when he was driving in Forza, it just didn't feel like a real car. And it's like, he's never driven a real car.
Well, you know it.
Well, we'll leave it at that. But no, one of his buddies had a farm truck out in a field with a stick shift, so he's driven a stick before out in the field. Farm truck.
He's farm truck dude. Yeah. Those are great.
So
that's good to have that kind of learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to be honest with you, like me and my cousin was over here last night. Actually, that's where I disappeared off to last night. was hanging out with him. But we had not a farm truck, but we had a similar circumstance where early on in our life we were exposed to driving a pickup truck early on. Dude, but here you go, learn it.
Yep. But so that comment though is like, well, I've been talking about wanting to try the other things and see if there's any difference. So that's what made me hop into Project Cars 2 was
Right.
to see if there was a difference. And yeah, the car that I was driving felt totally fucking different. Was a little too much for me right then and there? Yeah, definitely. As far as car and skill level, for sure. But it definitely felt better. And I've been looking at this iRacing thing for a while and doing my research on it. And it's half off right now, and it's like, I know that this is going to force me to drive this particular way. It's going to make me better because I'm going to have to be good, or I'm not going to be in it. Basically.
Nope, that is the price of admission over there. Like, it is a for real paid dedicated service of, you're here to race for real. You're not here to,
and that's what I've been complaining
and
about in
laugh
Forza.
and troll.
It's like, I just wish people would really try and race, because it's hard if you're racing against the AI in Forza. You can get good lines down and you can get comfortable on a track, which you definitely know you beat everything.
Yeah, I'm done. Forza is in a back catalog of, like, I have achieved. I am master elite champion of Forza Motorsport 7.
And so, but you put it into a multiplayer lobby though, and
nothing acts the same.
Yeah, nothing matters. None of the lines on tracks you ran matter, because you're going to try and run them, and someone's just going to come up and ram into your rear end.
Yep, you're going to do speed control going through stuff, and you're going to be, trying to pull off really nice track time, and
some asshat's going to come up and slam into the side of you because he fucking doesn't realize that you got to use the brakes. I actually watched a video on it was like 10 tips for getting better at like sim racing or Forza or something like that, and the guy's like, number 8, number 4, and number 2 were use the fucking brakes. Literally, he's like, use the fucking brakes.
Yeah, should be reiterated often. Like, that's something that definitely fails to be a normal commodity. But my last race was the GP race. You could only drive the Renault, and it was ungodly fast. And I grabbed a tune to go run it. It was the last series. I was like, all right, let's put a tune on this thing. Let's go. But come to find out, the tune that I was running, all I had to do was flip up and down in the gears. Fucking hold down the gas, lift on the gas periodically. Never really needed to touch the brake. All I had to do was downshift. Like, that was getting around the track every turn. That's all I had to do. Make sure I hit the right gears going through all the turns and lift periodically on the throttle.
And that's one thing you can kind of get away with. I'm finding on a lot of these turns on Charlotte with this Mazda.
Oh, yes, yeah, float everything. That's why I said keep paying attention to that line. And there's a section on the track where you still got a lot of digging into it you could do. Like, there's a whole lot more dive that you just hadn't been given it, and it allows you. There's a section of the track where they enforce not cutting so much everywhere else on the track that it makes people not want to cut
real hard into that. By the way, real hard.
Oh, I know. You could come out of there essentially where it's that darkest patch.
Yeah, I started cutting that like that. So you kind of have to, you know how you kind of peak that hill and you start to come around that curve to come down there? You kind of have to feather the throttle a little bit when you hit that apex of that hill. Let off the gas, get your angle lined up, and then you can engage and shoot that way. You gotta, but you try and gas too much. You can hit it a little bit before you make your turn, but you hit it too much, you're gonna slide out towards the wall. And what I've
And then
been
you're
doing
up
is
on the track and having to ride it.
yeah, well, and you can. I've just been watching my timers through there, and I'll watch what my pluses and minuses go up based on how I'm making turns and stuff.
Right.
So that's what I've been. Even when I'm driving slow around the track, just warming up the tires, because my first lap I have started to slow down quite a bit.
Not push it. Actually, try and get up to speed before you.
Yeah.
Get up to speed. Get up. Get your tires under pressure.
Yeah, every
before
time you got
really
to hit the pits, you got that next lap is kind of shot. But
as it should be. I mean, that's the way it would be done. It was something when you were broadcasting, and we have Webb in there with us. It was something that he was saying to me on the phone. He's like, "What's he doing? His tires are too fucking cold. They haven't got up to fucking temperature yet."
Yeah. I was just at that point. I was just driving.
He was like, "Also, get a goddamn shifter."
Well,
it aggravated him. It aggravated him seeing those gear changes the way they were going, because he's a guy who's got a clutch pedal and a shifter. You know, we feel that. And I was watching, and you can watch where your throttle peak happens.
Well, you get an actual notification on here if you miss. Like, if you don't let off the throttle when you shift, it pops up with brackets around the gear around here, basically telling you that you shifted wrong. Yeah. So I've actually been getting better at timing that out too, which is helping to increase times. Because in Forza, man, you don't have to let off the throttle to paddle shift in any fucking car.
No, that's what I was telling you, like about the Indy cars. Like when they've got tunes for those Indy cars out there where I can literally occasionally lift on the throttle, but mostly I'm just fucking flapping. I don't touch the brakes at all. I'm just like, yeah. Sometimes you gotta let off the throttle a little bit, because getting to gear is one thing, slowing down is part of the other end of the equation that you need to match. And so you lift on the throttle just a little bit to roll, and then you're back on the throttle again and starting to slap the gears back up. And sometimes that's just the way some of them have to be driven.
The way I see it right now, though, is going from controller, automatic, always automatic, to a wheel, manual, and pedals, just gas and brake, is a big of enough jump, a big of enough change that I can add in the clutch and the gear shift. But I'd prefer to be just comfortable with how things perform here. So give me a week.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even know if it took me that long to realize that that's what I wanted to do, because me and Webb sat down with those exact setups that we've got: the play seat, the Forza play seat, the Thrustmaster 458 setup with the bass pedals, exactly what your son got. We got that. And it was all there. And we rode around that first day, and you're like, this is cool, but
if I do decide to go with the high-end Fanatec setup and get all new pedals, these pedals are compatible with the Thrustmaster. They'll work on Thrustmaster. They'll work on Logitech.
See, that's a good thing too. About I remember you saying something about when we were talking about them before, that you had got them, and that they were a set that was able to be transposable to any of the devices.
Yeah, so if I do upgrade, the boy gets a much better set of pedals.
Oh yeah, anything's an upgrade from that original 458 set. I have to say, that was the downfall of that set, was the pedals. The pedals are definitely leave a little bit of desire there.
Yeah. And see, I could always, if the boy, and I may end up having to pick the boy up, he's going to want to go out and race and be a little hotshot. But I may have to let him come in and not on iRacing. He's not going to be doing that, but I may have to put him on Project Cars and see how that feels, because I can game share that through Steam, and since so he could pop onto that and see how that feels. But with that set being upgradable, that's why I went the route that I did. Is his set is completely upgradable throughout Thrustmaster. You can put the top of the line Thrustmaster shit on it. The wheelbase is good enough to handle it. So, but I wanted the Fanatec, and I haven't used the boys yet, but my brother has used both. Bolt 2s has used both, and he's getting the Fanatec.
Yeah.
But,
if you're good,
$400 initial investment, $600 investment.
Yeah, and if that's the brake line that you're working with, like, because we went in on seats purely Xbox compatible. Like, we weren't even PC gaming at the point that we initially invested into this, and it was me and my Xbox buddy. So that was where the initial investment was, and we knew that if there was a Fanatec set that was available at that time period that would have went and did cross between Xbox and PC, that would have been the one that we were going to get. But
Fanatec
there wasn't one available.
At that time.
Yeah, there wasn't one available at that time
2017, I think,
period.
is when they did their Xbox thing.
Right. Yeah, it was real late. Man, I had already, I had mine 2013
when the Xbox One originally came out.
Yeah. Because we were all about that Forza life already anyway. And then we were like, well, let's get more involved with this fucking wheel set. That's what kicked all that off. But we acknowledged the fact that, like, we really wish that we could have bought into Fanatec at that point as well. You luckily were able to have both of those options, looking at knowing me who was on Thrustmaster equipment and then going, but there's this Fanatec set that does that. It's like, yeah, I didn't have that. It's like, if I would have had that, I probably would have went that way too, because a $200 shift on the investment, considering my overall investment with chair, pedals, shifter, everything. I mean, I'm right there at 1,200. Slide rails, brackets, like, there's different
all that shit.
Different pieces had to be like purchased individually in order to upgrade the set. Like, when we first got the play seat only comes with a stationary bolt-on, like, you sit in it and that's where it's at. There are slider rails so that you can adjust the seat back and forward.
Yeah,
those. You had to buy those individual.
I've seen seats, cockpits like that.
Then when you buy the shifter, you got to buy the shifter mount plate for the play seat.
Yeah.
So that was an additional attachment.
The next level thing that I got came with this already. So this little portable stand is $150. It bolts
it'll bolt into the side.
Bolts right there. I don't know how much I'm going to like having the shifter all the way up there.
Yeah, they make a rail for it, though, that swings it out and down, or out and up if you want it out and up.
I'm not sure that this particular model line of Next Level does that.
Yeah, I think there's a piece, if I'm not mistaken, though, in the Next Level set that's shaped kind of like this.
Yeah, that's on the
attaches to that.
Yeah, this is the light line. You have to go the next step up to get that, and it was $249 for the stand. I feel like it would have been worth the extra $100. But you never know. I may end up, because honestly, this isn't a bad setup. My chair does just fine, but I kind of almost want the separate rig from the computer.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, dude. I'm already like looking at like where everything's got to sit in order for me to move that monitor.
My thing is just going to be cabling to power monitors.
Oh no! See, everything's all. It's drop that monitor right there. See how that sits. Gives me a USB port close enough there. Power supplies right behind it. Like I've already got all that kind of stuff.
I'm thinking I may just buy like.
But the weird thing is it kind of puts rig like chair back right here.
Yeah, see, that's kind of how I would end up too. That's why I would need to look at some really long HDMI cables, and I want to watch how long an HDMI cable gets.
I mean, I've got a 25-foot HDMI cable that does a beautiful job.
Okay, well, I'd be all right then, because I have a coffee table that right there, that coffee table right there. I could move that little side table and set a rig up, and it'd come out just fine.
Yeah,
but I've got to. I'm gonna want the monitor. I'm gonna want its own dedicated monitor, or TV, for that matter. Get like a 50-inch TV for $400 or $500 and do 4K. Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen those before, but yeah, the braided cables are nice.
Yeah, braided 25-foot, like literally have run it from the 4K TV in there into here. Have also used it to run outside to a projector from the Xbox in the house.
Nice.
So yeah, and it does it. It handles all of it, no problem. 25 feet end to end, loves it.
Good. You know, the longer you send a signal, the more degraded it gets. So, but yeah, I'm thinking instead of buying, I may just like buy a monitor mount to set in front of it, or just buy a fucking 42 to 50-inch 4K TV for like $500.
Right.
And then run a long HDMI cable out of the back of the computer and do it that way. I already have a wireless mouse, so I just need a wireless keyboard.
That's the only problem that I was running into, but I got a laptop table that I can move this stuff to for that. Like if I want to move back and forth, my mouse is currently connected to my keyboard anyway.
I could do that, but my laptop is on my laptop too.
Right.
And I can't. But they make, you can get keyboard attachments for some of the stands and stuff too.
Yeah. Oh man, I've looked at some really, really nice setups.
But
those unimaginable money setups, like when you're like, oh man, yeah, how nice would it be to get like a camper, and you're like, hell yeah, a little fucking RV pushing around an RV, and you go looking at like what you would like, and you see all this amazing, outstanding, beautiful, banging ass shit, and then you look at the price tags and you're like, oh, so I get this thing, and what you get don't look nothing like that. That's kind of where I'm at with the playseat. It was like, all right. It's like, I saw a $30,000 race rig. Guess what? That's not what I'm getting. They're nice though.
Yeah,
they've got motion. They got motion in them. They got vibration throughout.
Yeah, with the next level up of the next level racing stuff for $3,000, you can buy the motion for underneath the seat. That's one thing I like about the next level stuff is it all kind of parts together. You can buy it piece by piece.
Oh yeah, and it continues to scale. It's the good thing about Fanatec. Like most of their shit, you are always able to kind of piece upgrade. It
Yeah,
is the PC of racing
I
wheels.
can't put any podium wheels on this, but anything club sport will
Yep.
go on this. And you know, I don't have
Club Sport's a good line for Fanatec too. It's the most versatile set that they've ever released.
yeah, because you can do the CSL, the Club Sport Lite, or you can do the Club Sport 2.5. And I originally was looking at a $1,400 setup, but
Oh yeah,
decided I'd throw the boy in there and let him have some fun too.
yeah. It was a good setup, like I said.
Then because Forza isn't treating him well, he's playing Modern Warfare.
Oh.
I should have known that his impatience with not being the best right away would catch up with him. But
It does that. It does that.
Damn. I'm ready to drive some more cars. Actually, what I'm ready to do is take 5 and go fill up a toilet. With some urine. Yeah. Being real descriptive.
Are your teeth floating, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, but, I mean, you can be in charge of the break if you want to go ahead and cut one early.
Yeah. We're about 5 minutes till the hour. So I'll just give the radio some music here. Should be good there. Give y'all a little bit more music. We'll see you about 5, 7, 9, 12 years. This is the Angry Dandelion Show. We'll catch y'all in like 5 minutes. Yeah, we back.
Are we?
Yeah.
Do you know these things to be facts?
Sure.
Okay.
Have you had the Voodoo Ranger American Haze?
Yes.
Not bad.
No. It's not a dipper, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
It's a what?
A dipper. It's not a double IPA.
No, I don't think it's double IPA.
Because that's
it's only 5%. Yeah, it's only 5%.
Yeah.
It's like the Bud Light of IPAs.
Yeah, my particular Voodoo Rangers that I'm fond of are their dippers.
Yeah, gotta get you that Imperial.
Mm-hmm.
But it was one of the 6 IPAs they had.
The internet is being the internet.
Oh, on your end? Or
yeah. No. In the stream.
No, I have no more drop frames.
Okay.
Bitrate still at 4,500.
Cool.
So I don't know what the hell happened. But we didn't lose any frames, whatever happened.
Yeah. Just being whatever it's being.
Yep. But 420.
420.
Yep.
This is a way different 420 than I'm sure a lot of that segment of society really thought they were going to have this year. I mean, not for anything. I mean, I guess everything else is a lot different for everybody, but like 420 people, they were ready at the start of this year, waiting with bated breath for 420 because it was supposed to be a month-long festivity.
Well, it probably has, just privately.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. Like, there were events.
Oh, that were planned. Well,
like,
I mean, you got Cypress Hill today. You got Willie Nelson still.
Yeah, dude, Willie's killing it, man. Like his Twitch has been blowing up. It's a real unique experience over there, kind of watching what's been going on with that one. The Cypress Hill shit was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
You know, I was liking that one, but I have to say, the Luck has done it. The Come Toke. But messing with Willie, how it's going down.
I quit watching it when there was some chef dude who popped on who must have had the speakers up and it was coming through his microphone and he was getting, exactly what that sounds like.
Oh yeah,
and that's what it started doing. I was like, I can't listen to this.
Nobody said that all of the people that Willie was talking to like had people who knew anything.
But Tommy Chung was on there for a second, and he had no clue what the fuck was going on. But they're all old.
I'm sure the kids were the ones that hooked up Tommy. They were like, "We got you. It'll be on this channel. Look, Dad, look, the camera. It's over here."
Yep. No, he couldn't hear them at first, so they went away and then brought him back, and he could hear them. But yeah,
okay.
So yeah, we're not the only amateur streamers out there.
No, not by a long shot. Like, oh man, it's funny. Right now, there's the other conspiracy I was hearing being brought up earlier today. Is like, how did everybody start using Zoom all of a sudden?
Yeah, I never.
Like, how was everybody's infrastructure in place and ready to make Zoom the thing? Like, what led to that happening with all these other options that are available in the world? What led to Zoom, the sacrificial fucking lamb of
Discord for one of them? As we experienced today, it was great. Share screens, I could actually figured out how to change the screens
Yeah.
whilst keeping it live.
Okay.
So you can conference call, video call in fucking Discord now.
Do PowerPoints and shit.
Yeah. So I don't know. I never
Yeah,
used
but
Zoom.
it was really weird, like, because they came out of nowhere. I didn't even really know who the fuck who the fuck they were, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, "Oh, Zoom, 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 Zoom,
Yeah,
Zoom,
I'd
Zoom,
never
Zoom,
fucking
Zoom."
heard of the shit, man. So whatever.
You know, Ren said he knew about them, and there was people using them, but everybody talked about all the security risks that there were with the software in general.
Yeah.
Like everybody knew about it before everybody got recommended to use it.
Weird.
It was like, because it just blew up. All of a sudden, everybody knew who the fuck Zoom was and was fucking with their software. You know, even though everybody knew who Skype was, even though everybody, well, a lot of people know who Discord is. A lot of people know who Slack. A lot of people know who Slack are.
Do you think a lot of people know that those kind of features are in Discord?
No, because the new one kind of took us by surprise today. So. When I clicked into the Go Live, when I clicked into the Go Live and saw that I could add my camera, I was like, wait, what?
I'm wondering if I can grab each of those cameras through an NDI though, like,
and send them out to another stream. I'd almost guarantee it. Why not keep it all in house? I'm sure that the people at Twitch that have been using Skype to run certain podcasts and shit like that have kind of been complaining and saying, you know, Discord's more user friendly. We can privatize the groups. We can do all these other things, control these situations. Why not just let us do it here? And got together with them and probably started pulling that shit together. But whatever this release is currently, they're on point. Like it's good shit. This looks like they've definitely got their heads on and are ready to be a part of this like next digital future of communication with people. Like you got to do a class, all right, no problem. Here's you in front of your class. That's a teacher that they have on a screen, and then here's your lesson being taught on that computer, where you're like, all right, everybody, this is what we're reading. Your syllabus, you can PowerPoint that shit. They can look at the PowerPoint as the main screen and everybody can chime in. We know that lives now support 50 at least people.
Yeah, it's classroom size. For sure is a big class.
So, I mean, why not? Why not?
It'd be just sitting in the classroom. You could talk all,
Yeah, well, you could definitely do a mandatory P2T, have to be recognized to be able to chat type shit. Like, there are rules already. Everybody knows how to do the rules and fucking regulating
you just put
the
your hand
availability.
Up in text chat.
Yeah, like, we already know how to set rules in place, though, for these types of things. Like, Discord already has rules that are in their server settings for you to be able to have that level of control with people's chat capability.
Yep.
So, I mean, they're there. It kind of trips me out to see other people talk about all these other things when we know Skype hands down is got its issues. And then Zoom, everybody knows it's got its fucking issues. They keep working on shit and it keeps getting a little bit better and a little bit better, but it's still. And then you look like Slack's all right, but Slack is a pay feature where Discord's free. Features
unless you want Nitro.
Yeah, but I'm saying as far as like pay features to Slack still don't grant you the same, like there's not a dollar to dollar comparison if you were going to say, oh, well, Nitro grants you a little bit of a boost. A buy into Slack only gains you access into a more expanded small group of capability. Like it's a weird, like even in their business expansion packages, they want to start for you to charge you per user add-on.
you got to get
So,
your money.
Yeah. Slack's got a kind of a odd model. Even though their service is okay, their model's a little out of skew as far as like they try to corporate focus themselves, but they also nickel and dime the hell out of corporations in order to do it.
Yep.
Where Discord's like, we like people who play video games. We know they like to talk to each other. We like to tell them when and where people can and cannot talk to each other, or let them have the freedom to do that if they see fit.
Yeah, you can even slow down the text chat. You're only allowed to comment every so often.
That's right. Snail mode. Slow chat.
And you can also just disable certain people with certain roles from being able to be involved in text chat. You can just go there for just information.
Yep. If you do not meet the criteria of the people who are allowed to add to this information, you are allowed to just come here and read this information.
Yep.
Now go back to your hole.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's... I know. I'm in so many different Discords because of all the streamer shit and everything else. Like, I got the streamer shit. I got like other PC gaming friends. I've got like groups that you and I have met along the way that we've got their Discords and shit like that. I've got 8-Bit Bro show shit Discords, which is weird because you never see any of the other 8-Bit Bros in Discord, but I've got Discords to other shows that we've been part of. Got a good one. What is it? Becca Love. Porn.
I think
Porn.
Yeah.
She's got a Twitch channel. She usually plays a lot of those 1v4 horror games.
Yeah.
Like the Friday the 13th game or shit like that. And her community is pretty fucking wild. But yeah, that's why she's got the Discord, is because of the Twitch. But that's good times. So many Discords though, and all the options that are there. So, and that's the weird like conversation that's taking place with everybody right now too. Though is like all of these variant ways of communicating with each other without having that contact with each other.
Yeah.
And there are some people who only ever knew Skype, and there are some people who they knew Skype, but they were like, that shit is too complicated for me. And then you got those old school TeamSpeak guys that said they would never move anywhere, like they just want to TeamSpeak. That's kind of a back burner software currently. Like, I don't know a lot of people who are still actively like using TeamSpeak anymore.
Man, why is everybody practicing okay, so been running Charlotte a ton, you know, but the official race that's up, those are open practice sessions. Yeah, the official race that's up for the MX Cup or whatever in iRacing is Tsukuba Circuit.
Is that Thursday?
It's 10 p.m.
Oh, so it's tonight. Well, they're actually running that Monday night, huh?
Yeah, there's like official races. Seems to be all throughout. Yeah, there's another one at 11 p.m. But it's all. It's none of it is Charlotte. So I've been training on the wrong motherfucking course.
Well, I mean, if you were going to get in this week's race, yes.
Well, I want to train where the race is supposed to be. So now I have.
Do you have that track?
I don't know.
Like, what is the per cost car and per cost track ratio? What does that look like scaling up through the list of how that iRacing works?
Okay. Atlanta Motor Speedway is $14.95. $14.95. Barber Motorsports Park is $11.95. $15 for a track.
Huh.
Daytona
How many
is
tracks are available at the route of it?
My tracks. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
All right, so reoccurring annual payment for access to service, one-time buy-in to tracks, get you tracks for life of subscription.
Well, there's some kind of bullshit like if you own everything, you get 30% off of all future things. If you own so much of the game, you get like 15% off of future things.
Okay. Oh, so an increased buy-in gets an increased deductible.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. Scaling over time is, that's not a bad price model to follow. I imagine that, maybe those first couple tracks, taking those on the chin are going to be rough. Being like, oh man,
But
I'm buying Atlanta this week, man. It's fucking.
I got that. Well, the tracks that are on there, centripetal circuit or centripetal circuit, which is literally just a fucking circle. Charlotte Motor Speedway, Concord Speedway.
Now, when you buy Charlotte Motor Speedway, does that give you access to like all versions of Charlotte? Like, does that give you? Is it a pack of track? Because you've been running on the Roval, but Charlotte Motor Speedway has a NASCAR round circuit, like oval circuit. So,
I think I get all of them. I've got oval, Roval, 2018, Roval Long, Legends RC Short, Legends RC Medium, Legends Oval. Yeah. Legends
okay,
RC
so
Long.
that's literally unlocking the track in all its forms and activities.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's not bad. That
And
makes $15 more justified. Like I'm not as opposed to it as far as those tracks aren't going to be on the chin. Like if you see a track like Charlotte, that's worth the investment for all of
you get
those
8
tracks.
configurations.
Yeah, that's a good $15. Like, all right, fine. I get to run all the variant Charlotte. So that gives you a lot of practice to run all those different variants and a lot of different car types too.
I was noticing too that mid March they updated all the tracks. Like, so they must be rescanning these things.
NASCAR probably gave them the latest information when NASCAR got involved with iRacing directly for Fox Sports. I would say that there was a quick transition of information for them to have access to, instead of usually, if you noticed when they first started iRacing that they were on the car model was like a 5-year-old car model.
Man.
Yeah, the very first iRacing that was held by the pit crew guy and a couple of the race car drivers and spotters and shit like that, the unofficial race, like those guys drove that first time. It was like a 5-year-old car. So I imagine if NASCAR was like, oh wait, let's put this on TV.
Let's take a look.
Oh well, shit! You need all our new information. Like here's the tracks that over the next couple of weeks. These are the ones we see. They probably only gave them scans of the tracks that they saw NASCAR running. Like Martinsville just probably got added to the list of tracks that were going to be made available for the iRacing community as far as like new updates. I'd say it just happened this week, and they're only doing them under the pretense of like, you're getting the most current things while this suits our time frame.
So, just found something. You can earn up to $10 per season of iRacing credit for race participation in official series.
Okay, so that buys new tracks.
You have to participate in 8 different race weeks out of 12-week season in a specific official series. If it's a shortened series, it will be prorated based on drop weeks.
Okay.
It applies to any series you are eligible. You must score championship points in the race session to qualify. Only race sessions in official series count. Race sessions that are part of Pro, World Championship, and Rookie Series do not count.
Okay.
Race sessions that are part of special events do not count. Sessions in the 13th week do not count.
Yeah. All of those things make sense.
Okay, so you score championship points for your race and complete at least 50% of the number of laps completed by the class winner in your class. A race with an odd number of laps will truncate. The winner of a race car class ran 17 laps. You'll need to complete only 8 laps versus 9 laps. Okay. So if you're doing time trials.
Right.
And they just sit and run 17 laps and got their best time, but you got a better time, you need to run 8 laps, I guess. If everyone crashes out in a race, it will still count as a race session for racing credit purposes. You get
you know what that looks like already, don't you? You're already ready.
Yeah.
All those guys you watch smack the wall, you're like, yeah, I can see everybody crashing out in the race.
Yep. Yep. Credit payouts and payouts. So you get $4 iRacing credit per official Series C and D, $7 iRacing credit per official Series A and B. Maximum credit per season is $10.
Yeah, but you got to be running. You got to be running Series A. You got to be running Series A championships in order to really probably knock that in.
You run C and run. Yeah, I mean, you have to run both. You'd have to run. Yeah, you'd have to run a C and an A, or a C and a B, or a D and an A. To get $10, they're gonna take $1 back from you. Don't run the D and an A.
Don't ever run a D and an A.
I see what happened there.
I was like,
D and an A.
I was like, all the math worked until nope.
But yeah, so you'd have to be part of 2 official series to get the $10.
Well,
payout.
if you watch that guy Garrett Smithley, he runs all the time, like all the time. Like he's got his Twitch channel up, and you can just kind of. He runs a certain time during the day, but every day he's got it up. He runs several different style events, whether it be like late mods on dirt or late mod track or Camaros or NASCAR style cars or Xfinity style cars. Like he's all over the place, but he's running all the tracks all the time. Like in it. And I imagine he's probably getting his return.
Okay, and then you get volume discounts too. If you buy any 3 to 5 pieces of content, you get a 10% discount. 6 or more is 15. Purchase any 40 pieces of paid content, you get 20%. Purchase all the content or all remaining content and receive 30% off the total. Known as the 100% Club. Just out of curiosity,
How many people are in the 100% club?
How do you just? Is there a way to just buy it? I just want to put it all in a cart and just see.
This is all.
Just see what this 30% discount is going to equate to. Damn, no, you're going to have to add them all individually. Well, here we go. Yeah, it's going to be so fucking expensive, dude. It's got to be like $300 or $400. Easy. At $11.95 a fucking car, dude. Car is 12 fucking bucks. And I'm still
okay, but if you buy like a Chevy Camaro, do you get the NASCAR version, the Xfinity version, the
not sure. There's two of the same thing, I think. Whoa, I wasn't done adding stuff to my cart here. There's a Ford Mustang, there's a Chevy Camaro, no, the Chevy Camaro NASCAR Edition, Ford Mustang NASCAR Edition, Toyota Camry NASCAR, they're separate.
Okay, so cars get expensive.
Yeah, I'm still adding cars at this point, man. Jesus. Why isn't there a way to just be like, I'll buy it all?
All the cars. I want it all.
Yeah.
I want it all.
Still adding cars. Okay, that's all the cars.
This is wonderful. Okay, are you back into tracks?
Yeah, I'm headed to tracks now.
Or I was going to say, are you into bundles of all the shit you could have got before?
No, I haven't found bundles yet. But I am adding the tracks.
All right. How many tracks you got on the belt now? I mean, like I said, I think the track feature is a nice one. I like at $15. I'm less. I'm complaining a lot less for all versions of a track. Like,
yeah,
all right,
the 24-hour Le Mans for $15. Daytona's $15.
Yeah, but there should be several configurations of Daytona. There should be. Le Mans has got 4 that I know of.
Indy, Iowa. Jeez, still adding. Kokomo. Las Vegas.
Oh, geez. Oh, geez. In order to do just all of the NASCAR tracks. Oh, geez. And then you got, like, I know some of the obscure fucking tracks that they got. Like, I don't know. Do they have you seen Concord Raceway yet? Because I think Concord's.
I think so.
Yeah, because it's a tiny little fucking hole track down here. It's like, it's not far away. But it's a bull ring, dude. There's also the Madhouse.
This is gonna be like so much money.
How many thousands do you reckon you're up to right now?
I don't know, but I'm still adding tracks. My finger's getting tired of clicking.
He said, "I'm still clicking, motherfucker. I'm still clicking."
I'm making it to the last ones. Okay, that is all the cars. And all the tracks in my cart. Let me see my
cart. Come on.
Wow, $1,500.
$1,500 to be 100%er?
Yeah, And that's with a 300. Actually, that only gave me 20% off, so that's not everything yet. What did I miss? But that was $352 off at 20% off. Oh shit! Series. You gotta buy a series. No, wait. Buy tracks, buy tech tracks? Do I have to buy the tech tracks too? Yeah, fuck it. Let's add the tech tracks. There's another $10. Store.
Okay.
Account recharge, gift card, special offers for a friend, wheels and pedals. Oh, it's trying to sell you Thrustmaster shit and Fan Attack Club Sport shit and all that. Also. Alright, now let's go back to the card. This better be the 30% discount with these 2 extra things. Nope, still only 20%. What did I miss? There has to be a pack somewhere that I'm not seeing, but either way, dude, $1,500 fucking dollars to own everything.
Roughly.
Yeah. Jesus, man.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely not an initial one-time investment for something that you don't know is not something you're dedicated to. But
take a look at these special offers here.
If you can get to running and making a little bit, I don't know. Webb's got over 1,000 songs in Rock Band. A buddy of mine's probably got over 1,200 songs. I've got like 800 songs, and so you look at those for the most part being at $1.99 a track. You know, the investments are made when it's investments over time. I could definitely see more so with. I wouldn't see owning all of the cars. I wouldn't necessarily see owning all of the cars, where I could see myself tailoring a path of a majority of like, all right, so if I run late mods, I want to run this car. If I run NASCAR, I want to run this car. If I run, you know, that type of shit. I could see really being specific with the styling of cars that I would want to run.
There's no way to just clear your shopping cart, man.
No, so you're having to unselect.
I had to individually hit remove on all of these, man.
Individually hit remove and OK, right?
No, not OK, just remove. But it
it
reloads the web page every time you remove one. So there's a delay.
Fun. Well managed website. Let's talk to the guys over there. I mean, like, you guys need to focus more on your website and not such a great video game.
Dude, this was a terrible experiment. I haven't even made it to the tracks yet.
Oh, Jesus. So they're in week number 4 of the Pro Invitational, NASCAR Pro Invitational iRacing Series. Will be April 19th. That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Update your fucking website, guys.
Wow, dude.
You know what? Are you done clicking?
No. This is why I'm gonna have carpal tunnel, motherfuckers. I saw your whiskey. I've got a splash left in this little bottle. Now I'm out of whiskey. I just gotta sit here and Porsche 911. Blah blah blah.
Ooh. So How many cars did they have?
I don't know. They got Super WRX.
All right, let's see. Overview. Dirt racing, tracks and cars. More than 80 cars to choose from.
There you go.
Of course, the entire NASCAR setup here.
Yeah, why isn't there bundles?
Xfinity, Gander, Monster Energy, the Wheel and Open Wheel series. That's cool. What is this? Late model stock. I mean, that's dope. Oh, look at all the ones that are included.
Yeah. You get like 20 cars or something and 20 tracks.
Road racers. Come on, what's included? All right, that Mazda, that Cadillac. Ooh, that Kia's got to be dope. I wouldn't mind driving that Pontiac either. Oh man, that Mazda's deep though. It's got several different versions of that. You've got the Global MX-5 Cup. You got the MX-5 Cup Circa 2015. You got the MX-5 Roadster. Also Circa 15. Ooh, please tell me open wheels. Yes. That's such a fun series. Oh, that sucks.
No, the Suzuka place, I think, is a pay. So you gotta buy it.
Yeah, I don't like the limited dirt track selection stuff that they got. Because I like the sprint cars, or the outlaw sprint cars.
Yeah.
I like that. But they want to give you fucking dirt street stock, which is it's an okay series, but bleh. And then the fucking Dirt Legends. Now, Dirt Legends is fun. Like they run those everywhere. Like there's so many places that you can go to and fucking go see fucking Dirt Legends. Like that is the most common race car, I think, across all circuits. Like in the real world of racing. Like everybody at some point or another has probably come through one of those cars. Because they're everywhere. And it's so easy to get into one and just go out and fucking tear shit up. Wow, they're trying to get people to kill themselves though. Running this prototype series, looking at these cars that are available, they got that fucking Radical in there. That car is terrifying. Terrifying. Like you shouldn't give nobody prototypes. That should be something you need to earn your way up into competing into prototypes. You shouldn't just be given one of those. Because they're serious. Those cars, it's a totally different driving experience in that style of car. Like it even makes Formula One.
People going to be running Scuba circuit at.
So that's how many entries that they've got. But what they're going to end up doing is either they're going to break it into heats. No qualifiers. Then there had to be a qualifying.
There's time trials.
Because then that's probably what the race is time
trial. Open practice sessions.
Yeah, they got. All right, they're off-road vehicles. I have that Lucas Oil off-road Pro 2 truck. I have a high-end electric RC car that is that style. It's fun. But it's a pro series. But that's RC cars. Oh, let me get my hands on that fucking USAC 410 sprint car. That's like a large version of my go kart that I have out in the garage. That go kart I got out in the garage is a beast, dude.
Okay, so these are the way it's filtered out is it's only showing me ones that are available to me. You can kind of you can hide ineligible ones, but like plan session, ready to register. Okay, yeah, and if I meet the requirements, okay, to run the carburetor cup, it cost me $35 because I'd have to add NASCAR, Toyota Camry, the Chevy Camaro NASCAR, and NASCAR Cup Series Ford Mustang would have to be added to my cart to race that one, and that's $35. There's a dirt track one, cost me $23 to get into because I'd need the dirt track at Charlotte and a dirt sprint car. So it shows you what's available, then you can search just by time. But
Okay.
what's running at Charlotte right now is the Advanced Legends Cup, and you're running a 34 coupe.
Yeah, you were in that car earlier, but you were at a different track.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the car I was just telling you about too. That Legends car.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, that little fucking car, man, is everywhere. Like everywhere. They run it on dirt. They run it on road. They run it like it's everywhere. They don't give a fuck. They run it road course. They run it oval. They run it whatever. It just fucking get. They're like, oh, you want a race car? Here you go. Here's a race car. And that is the Legend series. Oh, you want to drive a race car? Fucking 12-year-old kid. Here you go, Legends car. Go do it. Fucking 34-year-old man on the track with you. 45-year-old man on the track with you. Fucking go do it. Like, everybody's there, dude. Like, it is the most unadulterated, just fucking go get it fucking racing that you'll ever fucking see is Legends. Fucking Legends. Because it's literally everything. You may have a 12-year-old on the track. Like, that is not a joke. You also may have like a 50-plus-year-old on the track. That is also not a joke. It might. It's always fun when you see those two get together and know that they know who they are. It's like, oh, here comes this fucking old man. There's that little young fucking puck. and you see it happen on the track. It's like, somebody's car's getting fucked up. But everybody's pretty mindful about it. Like, they hate having to do repairs on them. Some of them are just they're fun to look at. That's for sure.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Holy shit. I should have scrolled down. Jesus, there's a lot going on.
Oh, it helps to scroll.
People. There's 94 people enrolled for Talladega in the NASCAR Cup Series. That's happening soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's this week's race. Yeah, dude, I told you people could qualify. I told you people could qualify to get on that TV time.
Yep. Yeah, these are all official races. Okay.
Like there are a certain number of guaranteed spots. Like there are guys that have already been promised a spot in that race, but I think they only make up
eligible. Okay.
Yeah, you got to get your license up.
Yep.
Like I said, there was that guy that had just been in it 2 weeks and has got himself up to a C license now.
Yep. So what I'm eligible for is a dirt car, street stock series, fixed, Global Mazda MX Cup, MX5 Cup, the iRacing Advanced Legends Cup, iRacing Dirt Legends Cup. No, I'm not for Dirt Legends. iRacing Street Stock Series.
Okay.
And Pro 2 Light Truck Championship. And Rookie iRacing Rallycross.
You should go run that street stock. Does that give you a
So I'm only eligible for 5 classes. Or 6 races, or 6 series, official series right now. Okay.
Okay.
Damn, there's 151 people going to be running the MX. Man, can you like just spectate?
You should be able to, yes.
These races are pretty populated that are coming up here at 10. 151 people in the MX5 Cup and 181 people going to run the Street Stock Series. Okay. But hell yeah.
Well, I did a system check on iRacing, and I'm well within parameters. So.
Yeah. You should have no fucking problems. It's asking for some basic bullshit. Yeah, mine was like all the way to the right. Like 1080 Ti, you're good to go. 8 cores, 16 threads at 4.3 gigahertz, you're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, it was having no complications with anything there. I was like, all right, that's cute. That's cute. We'll have to look in a little bit more. Lean into it a little bit. I wanna get the system moved before I buy in there. So.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to start practicing this scuba circuit for a while here after the show. Next race is at 11 after this one, so I could spend an hour maybe and see how I feel.
You could get in there a good solid hour, 45 minutes. If you throw it up, I can try and spot for you. That's the other thing. Like, I want to be able to find out like spotter packaging.
Okay, so let's teams. My team. I'm just gonna.
Because you get to use a spotter.
Yeah.
But I know you can either go AI spotter or real life spotter, and there are calibrations of like certain AI spotters.
Find official races. You can watch, Ghost, Crew, or Spot. Official series. Looking to spot for a crew or a team member, head over to Team Sessions to do so. And then there's people out here who are just looking for people to spot, I guess. Yeah, purchase required. I had to buy this track, but okay. Yeah, there we go, I own this. Open practice. Yeah, I can just go in and watch now on stuff. Okay. And yeah, no drivers are currently requesting spotters. But you can just go in and watch the practice sessions and stuff.
Okay, so if you go in and I go in and load up, I could just request to be your spotter, and you could okay that from the driver's side of it.
Yeah, we just join a team, and we'd go to team sessions. And that's how that would work. So at that point, we could run. You could run one series, I could run another series, or time them up different. We could spot each other on races.
Right. I mean, I kind of was able to do a little bit for you based on just your running before.
Yeah, it's a little delayed on the Discord, but...
Yeah, but I could definitely come back around on, like, if I'm bought in and you're in, then I know I can just come over top and be like, all right, here's what it looks like you're doing. Here's where you're at. And their server setup seems to be pretty good. The network latency is not too bad. You don't see too many big hang-ups where it's like a car flickering and that guy wasn't there. Now he's there. No, he's not. Now he's back there. Oh no, now he's behind me. Oh, we all just plowed through the turn together. What the fuck is going on? None of that. You don't really see a whole lot of that. There are moments where there's that hitbox location seems to be a little off. We've seen it happen where you'll be watching one guy's and on his side he's just driving, the other guy's just driving. All of a sudden, this guy's fucking off wrecking and doing some crazy shit. And he's like, what the fuck happened there? And the other guys are yelling at him.
So you can run Charlotte Oval in the Street Stock Series as rookie.
Sweet. What street stock cars do you have? Like that, I'm more interested in.
I've got the Cadillac, blah, blah. I've got dirt car racing, dirt street stock. No, that's JR Motorsports.
Okay, Junior Motorsports. So it's probably Chevy's.
Small block Chevy, 375 horsepower, 4-speed manual, 3,400 pounds, 107-inch wheelbase. SLA front suspension, floating leaf spring rear. Tires are Hoosier Comanche, street tread, bias ply, 15 by 8. So there you go. There's the tech specs on the. It is a Chevy.
Yes. Yeah, I kind of figured it was. Can you share screen? You got that pulled up like so people can see it?
I mean,
it's been a whole lot of just you and me talking, right?
Let me try something here.
Okay.
It's I have it up on the PC, but I have to log in on the other PC. Hey. All right.
How about guy?
It's showing the show notes instead of showing the wrong window, but whatever, I'll fix that. There we go. All right, and then for you, well, shit. Can't scroll on both at the same time. You'll just have to see what's on this damn stream. You'll just see it in delay. If I can get my damn mouse back over there. There it is.
Give me this shit back.
Okay. Yeah. So you get this Cadillac CTSV race car.
Okay. That, I think you drove that once today earlier.
Yeah.
But it was real short-lived.
Yeah, first thing I did was like, well, I own this car. I'll grab this. But
And more commonly, all right. See that 600 racing?
Yeah,
that'll be a good one. That's that Legends car. You'll really like that one. All right, that's what I thought that dirt street was going to look like. I was like, all right, I think I'm familiar with the car style. I'm excited to find out about that Kia Optima, how that thing runs.
Yeah.
Because that car in that series could be pretty dope.
Okay.
Like there's a couple other cars that are in that series that would be really good too, but that car could be a lot of fun to drive.
So
Pontiac Solstice, hilarious. Also, there was a Saturn something. I can't remember what the hell the name of the Saturn was, but it was the same car. It and the Pontiac were identical. That Radical is a death trap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that car. I'm just not.
All
I
right.
like that Junior Motorsports, though, street stock. That's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team
Okay.
with JR Motorsports. So that's cool to see them kind of like forefront right there. Check us out.
Can't see
Get
the
our car.
Beetle or the Indy car for some reason.
I saw that.
Yeah, certain cars can't see.
All right. I was wondering
I've got
about
some
that. So
NASCAR vehicles. I got a Chevy Impala and a Ford Fusion. And an Xfinity, a couple Xfinity cars.
I like the fact that MX5 Cup and Roadster 2010s are in a dual set.
Yeah. And that's what I've been running is the Cup.
Yeah, but you've been running the other Cup, right? You've been running
the MX5 Cup.
The MX5 Cup.
Yeah.
The new one though, not there's a 2010, there's a 2015, and there's another one. Or is that the one that you're running?
I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm running.
Okay, because they're like based on their what I was looking at with the website before, there was a 2015 version as well of those two cars.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's the only one I own, so that's what I've been running.
Okay. That's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. Like that gives me a little bit more perspective on like what the availability of how their system is working.
And you get a couple
because if you see there's, I like the fact that they were also former Dale Jr. cars, 88s.
Yep.
But now is not Dale Jr.
Yeah,
He is currently in iRacing. Dale Jr. is running the 8. He's back to running his pre Hendrick number.
Yeah.
Which was actually Earnhardt Motorsports. What's what it was before? For Earnhardt. I can't remember.
No races available. No series available for that.
What, for NASCAR?
Yeah, for that car. I just hit find series on the 2009. Let's try 2013. No series.
Yeah, everybody now, like I said, that car's fucking old, man. The new cars are the ones that everybody's probably wanting to run.
There's all the other cars they finally loaded in.
Hey! Ooh.
Ford Falcon could be fun to run. But I digress. You need
trucks.
Yeah, you got a off-road truck.
You got a on-road truck. That's the one I'm talking about, that NASCAR truck. Mm-hmm.
Silverado. So
yeah, see, there's the other MX5 Cup car that I was talking about. Fourth one down, fifth one down, something like that. That's the car I thought you were running, was the MX5 Cup car.
Talking about this one?
Give me a second for it to catch up, and I'll say yes or no.
It's the only MX5 Cups I see.
No, not the two of those. Fourth or fifth car down in the list. Literally.
Oh, okay.
You know, the one that says MX5.
No, I'm not running the globals, I guess. Because it's not painted. It shows you my paint job on... Oh, no, it's not my paint job. Well, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I don't know which ones I'm running.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to sort it out. I'm like, I don't know which car you're running because they're different. Like, they're definitely different. And one of them is, like, I thought the 2010s that you've got there were supposed to be 2015s, according to what I was looking at through the front page.
Okay, there's the series that are available for that. You gotta have Oh, there's a rookie one. Rookie 3.0, Rookie 4.0, Rookie Road. So, yeah, I could run.
Rookie Road?
Yeah, Rookie Road.
I'm sorry, I saw a moment I had to.
So, I am eligible.
You are eligible for the rookie.
Yeah, it says I'm eligible.
Well, you definitely need to go practice in that car.
I'm trying to figure it out more. Shows me the season standings, but I don't see
The ability
sessions.
to join.
There you go. So there's the practice sessions. And it is Tsukuba Circuit. So what I saw earlier was correct. So this is the 2000 full.
Which one is it?
The races are full.
Oh.
Time trials full, races full. Practice sessions are okay.
Yeah, that's still probably where you'd need to be. Just to make sure it's the same car, go in, run a half hour practice. You know, the good thing is you can leave practice whenever you want to and sign up for the race. Like, you've got enough time between now and when the next race comes up to be able to hop in this car, run it, and get ready for race time.
Yep.
329 entries into the 10 o'clock race? What's what that said? Holy shit.
Well, now it's telling me that I'm not eligible. Oh, the iRacing service isn't running here. It's because it's on the other computer.
Right.
Okay. There's a good bit of people running the street stock there. But this has been a racing episode.
Yeah, 420 racing episode.
Yeah. Oh, I enjoyed my day. Don't get me wrong.
Which was also just a 420 racing episode.
I was going to say it was 420 racing. So, but on that note, I'd like to get back to racing, and it's 10 o'clock.
So it's been fun. Yeah, we say bye to Radio Land. We say bye to all of the people out there on the Facebooks and the YouTube rulers. It's been great. We enjoy y'all coming, hanging out with us. Today has been a holiday, celebrated as such. Stay the fuck home. Only smoke with your buddy.
Yeah, or separate pipes. Later.